So now we are going to discuss a fund flow statement problem. So if you see from the following balance sheet of White Limited as on 31st December 2013 and 31st December 2014, you are required to prepare a schedule of changes in working capital, adjusted P&L account, fund flow statement. So they will not be giving each and everything sometimes. If they ask you to prepare fund flow statement means we have to prepare all these three things. So first will be a schedule or a statement of changes in working capital. Second, adjusted P&L account, and third one is fund flow statement. So they will be giving you the balance sheet and 2 years data they will give you. So the previous year and the current year. So 2 years like this they will give you. As you know, balance sheet it consists of assets and liabilities. So what all the items will come under a schedule of changes in working capital that you must know to identify. So the introduction part of that already we discussed. So we can move to the problem now. They will give you like this current assets, fixed assets, everything clubbed together. Sometimes they might mention the heading and give you. So it will be very easy for you to take it out and put it under the schedule of changes in working capital. If they are not giving you also, you can identify when you know the current assets and current liabilities. So they will be giving you the additional information like this, for which certain adjustments, everything you have to make some accounting treatment and then only you can proceed. Okay. So first let us prepare the first step, that is schedule of changes in working capital. So in your accounts note, you have to mention, so the heading fund flow statement. So under that step one is statement of changes in working capital or schedule of changes in working capital. Particulars one column, single side you will be using. Okay, so not two sides. Only single side of your paper you will be using, because it is a statement not account. Okay, so only if it is account means only you will be having debit and credit side. If it is a statement, single page you have to use. So particulars column, and first year, second year, 2 years, no, that 2 years you have to mention here. So all these will be used for entering the amount. Okay, and this column is also amount only. Increase, you have to mention in bracket rupees. Decrease, rupees. Okay, so just mention in bracket amount column rupees. You have to mention in all the columns. So here you will be filling all the details of current assets and current liabilities. So let us move to the question now. So pick out what all the current assets here. So goodwill, it is an intangible asset. It does not come under current asset. Okay. And then building, it is a fixed asset. Plant, it is a fixed asset. Investment, it is a fixed asset. Fixed assets, everything will come under the last step only. Fund flow statement only you have to take. Okay. Goodwill, if you see, no, if it is written off something like that, if it is there, no, then it will be taken to the fund from operation calculation. That is adjusted P&L here. You'll be taking. If no, nothing is written off means you just leave that one. Okay. So building, plant, investment, anything purchase or sale, it will come under funds from it will come under fund flow statement. Okay. So purchase, sale, based upon that sources or applications of funds, you have to decide and you have to put under fund flow statement. Stock, bills receivable, debtors, cash, all these are current assets. Okay, so all these are current assets. So it will appear under first step, that is statement of changes in working capital. And here if you see share capital, it will actually issue redemption, as I told you earlier. Based upon that, it will come under fund flow statement, third step. Okay, sources and application, based upon that issue means sources, redemption means application. If nothing, both are same amount, no, then you no need to worry about that. General reserve, it will come under funds from operations. Adjusted P&L account, it will come. Transfer to general reserve, how much amount you just find out difference and put it under adjusted P&L. Profit and loss account. So if they give you profit and loss account information, it will come under adjusted P&L account. If they give you net profit information, statement formatly you have to prepare. So funds from operation, as you know, two methods are there. One is adjusted P&L account. So if they give you profit and loss account information like this in your balance sheet, then it will come under adjusted P&L account. You will calculate with this funds from operations. If they give you net profit under adjustment, then accordingly you have to prepare as a statement format and calculate funds from operations. Then sundry creditors, current liability, bills payable, current liability, provision for tax. If they give some current liability and mention under that, if you come across this provision for tax, no, you can consider it as a current liability, or else you can take it as a non-current liability. Current liability treat பண்ணனும்னா you have to take to first step. Current liability, if you are treating this provision for tax, means similarly proposed dividend is also there. One more thing. So if you consider it as a current liability, then take it to schedule of changes in working capital. If you consider it as a non-current liability, then you have to take it to the adjusted P&L account. Okay, so adjusted P&L account you have to take it. Then provision for doubtful debts, no, this will be treated as a current liability here. Okay, current liability you can treat it and take it to first step, that is schedule of changes in working capital. Now like this, each and every item first itself while going through the problem, you have to identify under first step or second step or third step where it will appear. Then easily you can start working out the sum. So next, if you see additional information, your depreciation they have given for plant, for building. So both these things, no, you have to prepare whenever you take, if you come across like this depreciation item, you have to prepare the account for plant account and building account. If they didn't give you this information, you can straight away find out either they have made a purchase or sale. If it has got increased from the previous year, current year increase means you treat it as purchase. If it is decreased means you treat it as sale. So both these item actually it comes under the fund flow statement under sources and applications. So accordingly you have to do it up. But whenever depreciation, if you come across such an item under additional information, you have to prepare an account, plant account and building account, and then only you have to find out how much after balancing, how much has been purchased or sale, everything. So that I will teach you later on. So next item, as I told you earlier, provision for tax. If they are giving under current liability, mentioning means current liability you can treat, or else you better treat it as a non-current liability and start working out problem. For provision for tax also, you should prepare again an account. Okay, so with this opening balance, this is known as the opening balance. This is the closing balance. This is provision created for that year. So how much tax they have paid, you have to find out. For which you have to prepare an account, provision for taxation account. How ledger accounts you open, same way you have to prepare here also. And then interim dividend. Interim dividend, if you see 8,000. So if they give us interim dividend like this, no, paid, it will come under two places. Okay. So only this item, it will come under two places. Interim dividend paid, no, it will come under adjusted P&L debit side, and if you see other place where means a fund flow statement under application of funds. So two places it will come if you come across interim dividend. Dividend is different from interim dividend. So proposed dividend, dividend means that is separate. Every year the shareholders, they will be getting that return. That return is known as dividend. Interim dividend means if the company is enjoying abnormal profits, more profits, then under such situation, usually after the annual general meeting only, they will be declaring dividend. So they cannot wait till the next annual general meeting. If the company has enjoyed more profit, then they can declare before that itself. That is known as interim dividend. So this interim dividend paid, it will come under two places. One is the adjusted P&L debit, other one fund flow statement applications. It will be shown. Okay, and one more thing, this depreciation, if you know the format thoroughly, this depreciation actually it comes under the adjusted P&L account only. So if you see no, under first step, schedule of changes in working capital, only current assets and current liabilities you have to pick out. Okay. And then adjusted P&L account no, if there is any goodwill written off, any depreciation, any general reserve transfer, if like this, if you come across any of the item, then you will take it that to the adjusted P&L account or statement showing funds from operations. So if you come across these kinds of items, okay, and then for separate accounts you have to prepare, because for plant and building you have to provide depreciation, and then only you can find out how much they have purchased or sold. And provision for tax also separate account has to be prepared. So now let us work out the problem. So before going to work out this problem, you just go through the entire sum and find out what all the items they have given, where it will come, so which places it should come. Like that, if you go through and then if you start workouting, then it will be easy for you to solve this problem. So let us move to the first step. So like this, you just make a format. First step will be your schedule or statement of changes in working capital. The first thing will be your current assets. Current assets, use single side of your note. Current assets. So what are the items given? You just pick out. Cash, debtors, bills receivable, stock. If suppose investment is trade investment till a short term investment, if you come across like that, then it will come under current asset. Only investment is given means treat it as long term investment. Similarly, if you come across any marketable securities, prepaid expenses like that, no, you just take it as a current asset. Okay. So bank like that, anything if you come across, no, you just take it under current assets. Here only stock, bills receivable, debtors, cash. In any order you can write. Stock in the same order you can follow, or cash, data, stock, any order you can just mention. Stock, data, bills receivables, bills receivable, and then cash. So just for go to the question and find out how much amount. Stock 30,000, 23,400. 30,000, 23,400. And then datas 18,000, 19,000. 18,000, 19,000. And then bills receivable 2,000, 3,200. 2,000, 3,200. Then fill cash. Cash is 6,600, 15,200. 6,600, 15,200. Okay. Now either you can fill everything and then you can go for increase column, decrease column, all those things as per your wish. Okay. Now just total the current assets and let it be as total current assets. Mention the amount here. Okay. So you can mention the amount. Just total and find out how much amount you are getting. This side 30 plus 18 plus 2,000 plus 6,600. just total and find out. 56,600, right? 56,600. Similarly, this side you just total and see 23,400. 23,400 plus 19,000 plus 3,200 plus 15,200. How much you are getting? How much you are getting? 60,800.
60,800, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So this is your total asset. So we can mention it as A. Since we have to calculate working capital, which is current assets minus current liabilities. So I'm mentioning total current assets as assigning that as A. Can just highlight also. So the current assets are over. So likewise, current liabilities. Current liabilities. Just list down what are the current liabilities given in the question. Current liabilities, sundry creditors, bills payable, provision for tax. You don't take it as current liability. Okay, so I'm going to treat it as a non-current liability. So don't take it as current liability. Sundry creditors, bills payable, provision for doubtful debts. So sundry creditors, bills payable, and then the other one is bank overdraft. Provision for doubtful debts. Provision for just work out along with me. Then only if you have any doubts, you can just stop me and ask. Okay. So these are the current liabilities. So provision for tax, I'm going to consider it as a non-current liability. Okay. So now just fill out the amount. Sundry creditors 8,000, 5,400. So mention here 8,000. Bills payable 1,200 and 800. So sundry creditors 8,000 and 5,400. Bills payable 1,200 and 800. Bills payable 1,200 and 800. And then provision for doubtful debts is 400 and 600. Provision for doubtful debts is 400 and 600. So write properly your amount column. Just make it in a stair units, place everything so that you will not get confused. Okay, so these are the current liabilities items. Sundry creditors, bills payable, provision for doubtful debts, provision for tax. I'm going to treat. Okay. So first you just find out how much you are getting your current liabilities total. Total current liabilities. Just find find out how much you are getting. 2,400. And here, sorry, how much you are getting? 9,600.
600, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
9,600. Okay, ma. Here, 6,800. Right? 1,800. Okay. So you have to draw lines, all those things you have to take care while balancing an account or something. You have to take care of drawing lines where and all required. You just find out because in a few assignments I didn't see any drawing of lines on. So as per the format, you have to strictly adapt. Plus minus inner column, outer column, no difference. Add பண்ணி அந்த காட்டுறது final columnல அது எதுவுமே காணும் சில assignmentsல. ஜஸ்ட் அமௌண்ட் எல்லாம் லிஸ்ட் டவுன் பண்ணிக்கிறீங்க. ஆனா அந்த அமௌண்ட் இங்க வந்துட்டு காமிக்கணும் அப்படின்றது தெரியல. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் வந்து ப்ராப்பரா போடணும். ஓகே, ஸோ ஆன்சர் இருக்கு. நம்ம அக்கௌண்ட்டை டேலி பண்ணணும், இது பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணணும், பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட் டேலி பண்ணணும், அப்படி கிடையாது. ப்ராப்பரா we have to do, then only we can score marks. So that you have to take care of. And then we have finished every current assets, everything, current liabilities, everything we finished. Okay, so from this you can find out working capital, and then you can move to increase decrease also. Okay, anything is fine. So current assets is considered as A, and current liabilities you can consider it as B. Okay, so now you have to find out working capital. Working capital, that is A minus B. So A minus B is your working capital, total current assets minus total current liability. 56,600 minus 9,600. So just find out how much you are getting. 47, I think so. 47,000. Similarly, here also 60,800 minus 6,600. 4,000, I think so. Just find out whether you are getting the same answer. Just find out whether you're getting the same answer. So how I got this amount is that current asset 56,600 minus 9,600. Similarly, 60,800 minus 6,600. If I subtract, I'm getting this amount. Okay. Now, before going to the further, let me check out whether increase or decrease. Okay. So how to mention in the increase column or in either in the decrease column, we can just find out. So if there is an increase in the current asset compared to previous year, current year, if there is increase means mention in the increase column. Same way, if there is a decrease in the current year compared to previous year, decrease ஆயிருந்தால் you have to mention it under the decrease column. Increase in current asset increases working capital. Decrease in current asset decreases your working capital. Okay, and this here for current liabilities, the reverse rule. Increase in current liability decreases working capital. Decrease in current liability increases working capital. Okay, so according in the amount, only the difference amount you are going to mention, but you have to understand this current assets same direction, same proportion money. Increase means increase, decrease means decrease. Current liability just opposite. Increase means decrease column, decrease means increase column you have to show. So that you have to keep in mind. So find out whether it is an increase or decrease. 30,000 from that 23,400 it has happened. So it is decrease in current asset. So decrease in current asset means decreases working capital. So decrease column. So find out how much amount you are getting. 30,000 minus 23,400. 30,000 minus 23,400. How much you are getting? Are you simultaneously working out along with me? Yeah, working out along with me.
6,600, ma'am.
6,600. 6,600. Okay. Datas. So you can show it as a nil like that you can show. If you don't have any amount, nothing, you can show just as nil. Okay. Wherever you don't have, you just show it as nil. Okay. So next is your datas 18,000, 19,000. So this is again increase. Okay. So last time it is decrease. This time it is increase. So increase in current asset increases working capital. So what is the difference amount? 1,000. Okay. So next again bills receivable. You just compare and find out only the difference amount and find out whether it is an increase or decrease. So current assets just like that itself you will do. Increase means increase, decrease means decrease. So 2,000, 3,200. So difference amount is 1,200 and this is actually again it is increase. So you have to show increase column only. Current assets same way. Okay. And next is your 6,600 cash, 15,200. So what is this actually? Increase. Okay. So increase in current asset increases working capital. So how much is the difference? You just find out.
8,600, ma'am.
8,600. Good. So now what you do, you don't balance anything. So here only you are doing all those things. How much amount you are just identifying, totaling everything. You just have it on bold. You don't add here. Finally, we can add for increase and decrease column. So remember this one. You don't add or subtract. Don't do anything here. Okay. So for the increase and decrease column. Only for these two columns only you are going to add up and then you are going to subtract total current assets and total current liability. Okay. But for the increase and decrease column, don't do anything. Okay. So just move on to the other aspects. So now moving to the current liability, current assets over. Okay. So just find out 8,000, 5,400. So this is decrease. Okay. So from 8,000, it has got to 5,400. So decrease in current liability. So decrease in current liability means what? You should have memorized it this time. Okay. Decrease in current liability means decrease in current liability means. So what is decrease in current liability? Just a reverse of that. Current assets means increase, decrease means decrease. Current liability பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் increase means decrease column, decrease means increase column. So this has become decrease. So where to show now? Increase column you have to show. Okay, so what is the difference? 8,000, 5,400 differences.
2,600, ma'am.
2,600. Okay. So moving to the other one, bills payable 1,200, 800. So from 1,200, it has got declined to 800. So 400 is the difference. So this is again a decrease. Okay. So decrease in current liability means increase in working capital. So 400 you have to show under increase column. So moving to the other one, provision for doubtful debts, 400, it has got raised to 600. So this is increase. So increase in current liability means decrease in working capital. Decrease in working capital. So difference amount only you have to show 200. Okay. So now what you are going to do now? You just total your increase column separately and decrease column separately and find out how much you are getting. Roughly, you just find out how much you are getting. Right from the beginning, increase column 1000 plus 1200 plus 8600 plus 2600 plus 400. Just find out how much amount you are getting. Similarly, for the
Ma'am,
decrease column,
13,800, ma'am.
13,800. Here, what you do no, leave some space. Leave some space because இங்க தான் நம்ம வந்து increase in working capital or decrease in working capital we are going to mention. Okay. So you just leave some space and just mention the amount here. What amount you are getting? How much you are getting?
13,800, ma'am.
13,800. Okay. Just total this side. Decrease column total 6,600 plus 200. That's it. Okay. So 6,600 plus 200. So that is 6,800. Okay. So let me mention this amount here. Here 13,800. Here 6,600 plus 200, 6,800. So which is the higher amount means 13,800 only higher amount. So now what I am going to do is 13,800 I am going to write on both the side, enter on both the side. That is increase column as well as decrease column. You have to give it both the columns. Okay, so just roughly you find out increase column total fully. Okay, and decrease column total fully. Here nothing you don't want to mention here, subtract nothing you should do. Only for this one you have to calculate in that way. Okay, only for the this two column only you have to total and then find out current assets minus current liability. All those things is for these two only, not for the increase column and decrease column. Okay, so that has to be dealt with separately. So if you see total of increase column is 13,800 and total of your decrease column is 6,800. So the highest amount is 13,800. So both these column I am writing that how usually you balance your account in that same manner you have to do it out. So if you put here 7,000 extra, 6,800 plus 7,000 if you balance and see, you will be getting this 13,800. So what is the difference actually? 7,800. If you here you can just mention the one line so that you will not get confused. So increase column if you see 13,800 actually it is coming. Decrease column 6,800 it is coming. But if you see the difference is 7,000. So if you put here 7,000, you will be getting this 13,800 here. Okay, so what is the amount here? 7,000. This will be our answer. If you see here, same way, here also if you see 47,000, 54,000. Which amount is higher actually? 54,000 rupees is higher. So same way you have to do 54,000 here. Both the sides. This side also, both the columns, 54,000. Okay. Now, if you put here 7,000, you will be getting that 54,000, right? So if you put here 7,000, you will be getting that 47 plus 7, 54,000. So this has actually increased from 47,000. It has become 64,000. This has got increased. Okay. So this has got increased. So what is this meant by increase in working capital? Increase in working capital. So if you check whether your answer is right or wrong, if you see this 7,000 and this 7,000, it is same. then your answer is right. Your first step till now is right. But after finishing your fund flow statement, same again the 7,000 if you are able to get means after your sources and applications, if you subtract both these things and if you get the same working capital amount 7,000, then your answer is right, or else you have done somewhere mistake, you have to check back again. Okay, so let me explain once more. So if you see all the current assets and current liabilities, you have to list down right from their question. You have to pick out and just put it under current assets and current liability. After finding out your total current assets, then you have to move for the total current liability. So both are A and B. So your working capital is A minus B. Okay. So how I found out means 56,600 minus 9,600, 47,000. Similarly, 60,800 minus 6,800, 54,000. Next, what you have to do now, you better go to this one, or else you can finish here also. So 47,000, 54,000, which is greater amount, 54,000 is greater amount. Leave some space. Whenever you want to balance an account or do something, no, you will have in your mind to how much space allocate. Okay, so no, it is not required a page you have to allot. So you just see where how much space is required for balancing an account like that. Because see here many of them are not drawing lines and you are not putting it properly. So lines, everything you have to do it up properly, account everything you have to balance in right manner. So just take care of that. And 47, 54, if you see, no, 54,000 is greater amount. So both the columns I can put 54,000, and remaining that balance amount is there, no, that 7,000 difference. That amount I will mention here in order to get this 54,000. So this amount is known as what? Increase in working capital. Okay. So this amount 7,000 is increase in working capital. Now moving on to the increase and decrease column. So increase means increase column, decrease means decrease column. Current asset பொறுத்த வரைக்கும். So you just find out how much you are getting and put it based upon that. Your difference amount only you are going to enter here. And here please don't balance anything or total anything. Don't do anything here. Come to the end. Till end after current liabilities, everything, no. You just everything you total together and see. Don't do immediately here. Many students will do mistake only here. They will total till this, they will total till this, and then so all those things are wrong. Okay, so you have to total your entire increase column and the entire decrease column and find out roughly how much you are getting. Okay, so we are getting here 13,800 and here 6,800. So again, if you see there is a difference amount is there. So 13,800 is a greater amount compared to 6,800. So just write on both the column 13,800. So now how much I need means 7,000 in order to make this 13,800. So this difference amount again it is mentioned as working capital, increase in working capital. So it has got increased here. So this is increase in working capital. Okay, so this is our first step. In this format only you have to write down. Okay, so lines where we have to draw everything, you just check out. Because if you draw your lines wrongly or amount entering while entering, if you do any mistake, no, then it will, even though if you get a 7,000 answer also, some people are there, answers are right, but proper lines are not there where they have to write the amount, they don't know. So just take care of that and see to that where you are entering the amount, how you are balancing or finding out the balancing figure, everything. You just see and draw lines properly. Okay. Now let us move to the second step. Okay, so second step will be your adjusted P&L account. So actually you either prepare adjusted P&L account or in a statement format in order to calculate funds from operations. But since here they have given profit and loss account, we are going to adjusted P&L account and you are going to prepare as per that format. Okay, so second step will be your adjusted P&L account. Okay, so write down the heading as calculation of funds from operations. If it is a statement format, then you will be using single side of your notebook. Only one side of your note you will be using. So if it is an account format, you will be having debit and credit side. So better to use both the sides of your accounts note. So use two sides of your accounts note. Left hand side is for the debit side. Right hand side is for the credit side. Okay. And then have amount column. If there is any calculation, you will do it up in inner column and show the final amount in the outer column. Left hand side for debit side, right hand side for credit side. You don't have any date column, all those things. So we can go to the question now. So the adjusted P&L account at the dating also you have to mention profit and loss adjustment account or adjusted P&L account. So heading is calculation of funds from operation, but you have to mention adjusted P&L account. Adjusted profit and loss account. Okay. So under that your first item actually your profit and loss account they have given no profit and loss account under the liability side. So that will be your first item. So how you have to enter this amount no? This is the opening balance and this is the closing balance. Opening balance is 6,000 and closing balance is 3,000. So this amount has to be entered here. So opening balance will come on the credit side. So liability side, if they are giving you the profit and loss account, then you have to enter the opening balance here. So by profit and loss account, you no need to enter. By balance brought down, it will be entered actually. So 6,000 rupees means you don't have any calculation for this. So you can straight away enter it 6,000 here. Similarly, give some space. Okay, based upon your items given in the question. Always when you are preparing account no, simultaneously if you are going to prepare some other accounts also, then better to give some space actually. So here I am going to give some space and just mention as by to balance carry down. This will be the closing balance. This is the opening balance and this is the closing balance. So just find out from the question, opening balance is 6,000 and closing balance is 3,000. So closing balance is 3,000. You can mention the amount here. Okay. And then hereafter you just find out any goodwill written off is there. No, because both are same amount. So no need to give anything. If suppose some amount is there, 12,000, if it is 8,000, no, the difference 4,000, you have to give it over here. Goodwill written off on the debit side. But here it is not there. So you just keep out. General reserve, if you see transfer to general reserve, again debit side of your adjusted P&L account, it will come. So again the difference amount only it will come 14,000, 18,000. So the difference is 4,000. So you have to mention here as to transfer to general reserve. So if you have any goodwill written off or general reserve no, then those items only it will come here. So accordingly you leave space and mention the amount, mention the closing balance. Okay. So accordingly you leave space, allocate space and closing balance, because this item should not come front and other item should not come at the back. Closing balance should come only at the end. So leave space accordingly. So transfer to general reserve 4,000. And then if you see no depreciation and items and all, here only it will come. So depreciation to depreciation on plant 4,000, on building 4,000. In the additional information it has been given. So you just mention to depreciation, okay, on plant. So the amount, both the amount you can mention here on plant, on building 4,000. So both these things, if you add up, it will become 8,000 actually. Okay, 8,000. So either if you can show as separately two depreciation on plant 4,000, two depreciation on building 4,000, here you can mention. Or else you, if you want, you can just add up and final amount you can enter here. But some people are doing that 4,000, 4,000 here you are showing, but you are not showing here, but answers are coming right. Okay, so I don't know how, just want to do the answers. So just do it in a proper way. What you have to add, what you have to subtract, you should know that and then do the sum. Okay, so 8,000 you enter here. Okay. So next, what else items it will come, you just think about. So provision for tax, no, for that you have to prepare separate account, which I will take in the next session. Okay, because you have to prepare that account and find out, or else provision for, let me take out in the next session itself. Okay, no need to confuse now. So interim dividend 8,000, that amount, no, you can bring it here because it comes in two places. One place is here, other place is fund flow statement. One place is adjusted P&L, other one is fund flow statement. So you can take it this one. Okay, interim dividend. Interim dividend. Okay, 8,000 rupees you just mentioned here. Okay, so provision for tax that I will take later on, and how to prepare plant account, building account, everything I will take it in the next session.